Nkechi walked along the dusty road, her sandals kicking up small clouds of dirt. She was on her way back home after visiting her aunt in the next village. The night had fallen quicker than she expected, and now she was alone under the silver glow of the full moon. As she turned a corner, she saw something unusual, a glowing marketplace. It stretched out in front of her, bustling with activity. Laughter, music, and the hum of voices filled the air. Bright lanterns hung everywhere, lighting up stalls with colorful fabrics, shiny jewelry, and steaming pots of delicious food. "This wasn't here before," Nkechi whispered, her heart racing. Her village elders always warned about strange things that happen at night, but curiosity tugged at her, stronger than her fear. She stepped inside. Nkechi wandered from stall to stall, her eyes wide with wonder. The air smelled of roasted yams and sweet fruit. People moved around her, chatting and bargaining. But something about them felt off. Their faces seemed blurry, as if she couldn't fully see them. Then, an old woman sitting at a small stall called out to her. "My child," the woman said in a soft but firm voice. "Come closer." Nkechi hesitated but walked over. The old woman held up a pendant, a silver chain with a glowing red stone in the middle. "This is for you," the woman said. "It's beautiful," Nkechi whispered, reaching for it. Then she stopped. "I have no money to pay for it." The old woman smiled, showing her crooked teeth. "No money is needed. Take it. You can pay me later when the time comes." Something about her smile made Nkechi uneasy, but the pendant was too beautiful to resist. She slipped it around her neck, and the stone felt warm against her skin. The next morning, Nkechi woke up feeling strange. Her dreams had been filled with whispers, but she couldn't remember what they said. She shrugged it off and went about her day, but as she walked through her village, people stared at her. Some avoided her altogether. Her best friend, Amara, crossed the road when she saw her. "Amara!" Nkechi called. But Amara looked at her as if she didn't know her, and hurried away. That night, the whispers returned. They were louder now. "Return it," they said. "The pendant is not yours to keep." Terrified, Nkechi tried to remove the necklace, but the clasp wouldn't budge. It was as if it had melted into her skin. Determined to fix things, Nkechi stayed awake the next night. She waited until the moon was high and went back to the road where she had first seen the marketplace. For hours, there was nothing but darkness. Then, just as she was about to give up, the marketplace appeared again, glowing under the stars. Nkechi ran inside, ignoring the strange looks from the shadowy figures. She found the old woman sitting at her stall, just as before. "Take it back!" Nkechi cried, holding out the pendant. "It's cursed!" The old woman chuckled. "Cursed? No, child. You took it freely. But now you must pay for it. What do you want?" Nkechi asked, her voice trembling. "Your voice, your memories, or your soul. You must choose one to give." "No!" Nkechi shouted. "I won't give you anything." The old woman's smile faded. "Then you will carry the burden forever." Nkechi turned to run, but the ground beneath her feet began to shift. The stalls, the people, and the lights were fading. The marketplace was disappearing. Dawn was breaking. "Wait, please!" Nkechi screamed, but the old woman was gone. In moments, Nkechi found herself standing alone in an empty field. The pendant still hung heavy around her neck. The whispers returned, louder and angrier than before. "Too late," they said. "You refused to pay. Now you will pay in other ways." From that day on, Nkechi's life was never the same. She couldn't sleep. The whispers filled her nights. She couldn't make friends. People avoided her as if she carried a terrible curse. She tried to throw the pendant away, but it always came back to her. And the marketplace? It never appeared again. Nkechi had fought hard to escape the price, but it was too late. Word of Nkechi's curse spread quickly through the village. The elders gathered in the square to decide what to do. It was clear that the necklace wasn't just an ordinary piece of jewelry. It had brought a dark presence into their midst. "We cannot let this curse grow stronger," Elder Iz said, his deep voice silencing the murmurs in the crowd. "The spirits are angry. Someone must go with Nkechi to the land of the spirits to return the necklace." The villagers gasped. The land of the spirits was a place no one dared to go. It was said to be full of shadows, voices, and dangers no human could face alone. "Who will go with her?" Elder Ifeoma asked, scanning the crowd. "Only the pure of heart and spirit can survive such a journey. We need warriors who have never been touched by evil. Virgins, strong and brave." The crowd shifted uneasily. No one wanted to volunteer, but they all knew the price of refusal could mean doom for the village. After hours of debate, the elders selected 3 young warriors. Chima, the son of a blacksmith strong and skilled with a spear. He had never known fear, but his heart was kind. Amaka, a healer's apprentice, wise beyond her years. She could read signs and communicate with the spirits. Olu, quiet but fierce. He had spent years training in secret, preparing for a purpose he couldn't explain until now. The warriors approached Nkechi, who stood trembling at the edge of the crowd. "Do not worry," Amaka said, taking her hand. "We will face this together. You are not alone." Nkechi nodded, though tears filled her eyes. She didn't want anyone else to suffer because of her mistake. But there was no other choice. At dawn, the 4 set out on their journey. The village shaman gave them a map carved into a piece of animal hide and a charm to protect them from wandering spirits. "The land of the spirits lies beyond the whispering forest," the shaman warned. "Stay together, and whatever you do, do not speak to the voices you hear. They will try to trick you." The group entered the forest, the sunlight barely piercing through the thick canopy of trees. The air grew colder, and whispers began to surround them. "Leave the necklace," the voices hissed. "Turn back while you still can." Nkechi clutched the pendant, her heart pounding. She could feel its heat growing stronger as they went deeper into the forest. As they reached the heart of the forest, a giant tree blocked their path. Its roots twisted like snakes, and its branches seemed to claw at the sky. A spirit appeared, glowing faintly, its face a blur. "To pass, you must each give something," the spirit said. "A memory, a fear, or a secret." The group hesitated. Amaka stepped forward first. "I give a memory," she said. "The memory of my mother's lullabies." The spirit touched her forehead, and Amaka shivered as tears rolled down her cheeks. Chima was next. "I give a fear, the fear of losing my father." The spirit nodded, and Chima's shoulders straightened as though a heavy weight had been lifted. Olu stepped forward, his voice steady. "I give a secret. I dream of leaving the village one day to explore the world." The spirit accepted his offering and turned to Nkechi. "And you?" it asked. I give nothing," Nkechi said, her voice shaking. "I've already lost too much." The spirit's glow darkened. "Then you will suffer the most." The group finally emerged from the forest into a strange, misty land. The sky was gray, and the ground shimmered like glass. Spirits floated everywhere, their faces shifting between joy and sorrow. At the center of the realm stood a massive throne made of bones and gold. On it sat a figure cloaked in darkness, the ruler of the spirit world. "You dare return here?" the ruler said, its voice booming. "You took what was mine." Nkechi fell to her knees, holding out the necklace. "I didn't know. Please take it back and spare my village." The ruler leaned forward, its eyes glowing like fire. "It is not enough. You kept it too long. A price must still be paid." Amaka stepped forward. "We will pay the price together." The ruler laughed, a sound like thunder. "Very well. I will test your bond. If you succeed, you all go free. If you fail, you will remain here forever." The ground split open, and the group was separated into different chambers, Each faced their own greatest fear. Chima was surrounded by shadowy figures of his enemies, taunting him. Amaka saw her family in pain, begging for her help. Olu was lost in an endless maze, unable to find his way out. Nkechi stood alone before a mirror, forced to watch herself turn into a spirit. But their bond held strong. Each remembered the others and fought to break free. When they reunited, the ruler of the spirit world was waiting. "You have proven your worth," it said. "The necklace will be taken, and your village will be spared. But remember, there are always consequences for taking what is not yours." The group returned to the village just as the sun rose. The pendant was gone, and Nkechi felt a heavy weight lifted from her chest. The villagers cheered their bravery, but the four knew they would never forget the horrors they faced. From that day, Nkechi vowed to listen to her elders and never let curiosity lead her astray. And in the quiet of the night, she sometimes thought she could still hear the whispers of the spirits, reminding her of the price they all had paid.
Thank you for watching.
Please subscribe to Arena of Tales for more videos.